So let's go ahead and check with a straight edge here and see. Oh yeah, there's a little back bow on the neck actually. I am a very special made, very thin. I'm gonna put it in right here, see if I can loosen the action. Oh yeah, I can turn this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen it quite a lot actually, just to see what will happen. Oh no. Oh, that's it. So when putting light from behind here, I can see from this side where it's shining through. And that's how I can tell if the neck is totally flat. I can tell by now that it's a little bit positive bow, so I need to tighten this one up a little bit. Oh yeah, I think I'm almost satisfied with that actually. The neck is straight now. Yes, the neck is perfectly straight. Here. So I'm gonna be taping off the fretboard here, and we are actually going to do a fret leveling process, just a simple one. We're not going to take away a lot of material, I hope. And we also have to lower these pickups here, if it's possible, that is. Oops, I need a... Holy shit. Oh yeah. This is wood mounting pickup, so you gotta be a little bit careful so don't mess this shit up here. Yes. So now what I'm gonna be dealing with here is actually, now when the neck is perfectly straight, we're going to tape off these fretboards. So there we go. I masked off all the fretboard, as you can see, probably. So now what? I can tell you that now it's time for using I'm gonna use my sanding beam that I use for Gibson Les Pauls and Explorers and that kind of stuff. This one is just perfect on there. So now we need to put on some marker, black marker on the frets. We're using this pen right here that's looking like this, and put on some, just gonna go ahead and put on some black marker on here. Just like so. There we go. All marked up here, and next step is actually to take this sanding beam. I'm thinking the sandpaper is still good to go. Okay, so what I'm about to go ahead and do, it's time for the sanding beam, and I'm just putting it on here. Just like so. Now, this is metal. This weighs quite a lot actually, so I'm not going to put any force on here. I'm just going to let this sanding beam doing its job, and I'm just gonna do a few strokes here. There we go. Now it's important to take a look on where it has been taking off material. So as far as you can see here, you can see that it's quite a lot spots that's not really have been taking off any material. Right here, for example, this looks pretty good. You can see the dents here, and also a major dent right here. So this is pretty much why I need to level the frets, because I need to take these down a little bit, and there's quite a lot of fret material left here, so I don't need to replace the frets actually. I can do a fret leveling here without the problem. So I'm about to do some more strokes here just to see what difference it actually will make. A little inspection. There's some areas it's taking off some material. It's starting to come off just a tiny little bit on the first fret here. I think I need to go do a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so from what I can see here, it's starting to looking quite good actually. So what I'm looking to do is actually this fret and this one is actually quite a lot leveled now. There's some frets that also remember that the last fret here don't need to be taken off any material if that's the case, because there's no fret after this one that can make a fret buzz. So however, you would like to have all the frets perfectly in level. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do some more, and this is a 2000 grit sandpaper, by the way. So there we go. So what do we have here? I would say that I would be pretty happy with this result right here. I have some frets here that is taking off quite a lot of material, and these frets right here is actually, they are in level now. I say that. The only problem is it didn't take away too much material of the first fret here, so what I need to do is actually trying to re-crowning away the dents in these frets, two frets right here. This is looking actually pretty good. You can see that even though it doesn't really looks like it's any material taking off here, that's not the case. It's actually taking away some tiny little bit of material here. It doesn't need to be any more than that. So also have a little worry in this area right here. So maybe I need to go in with my smaller sanding beam and take a little bit of these frets right here. Other than that, it looks pretty good, I must say. I'm going to try to actually re-crowning away most of these dents right here. So yeah, this is my shorter sanding beam that I'm gonna be using just a tiny little bit on these frets right here, because as long as I you know, there's not a problem to level the frets in two parts, so to speak. Well, you would most likely not level these ones and then these ones, well, these ones and then these ones. You would most likely level all the frets like this that I've just done, but later on, if you see any problems here, you can actually go in with these frets right here and do them kind of like just a tiny little bit like this. That shouldn't be a problem. I'm happy with that. I'm absolutely happy with this. This is looking great right here. So now we can see, I don't know if you can see that, but now you can see that the black marker I put on here is gone on all these frets, and these frets are perfectly in level now. You can also see these frets on here. They are perfectly in level. There's no marker on here anywhere. This is just the first fret. This is just the first fret over here that is kind of like bugging me a little bit, but hey, that's okay. So this is the fret right here that I'm having the most problem with. There's some dents in the, you know, a little dents in here. So what I will do, put on some more marker on here, because the fret leveling actually took away a little bit. So I'm gonna take my all-time favorite file right here and trying to recrowning. Well, I'm going to. I've done this a couple of thousand times until now, so just doing the old-fashioned way like they did in the, you know, kind of like the 70s and 60s and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of people doing this still today. Putting back the crown, recrowning the fret like this. This is pretty much crowned anyway, but I want to crown it a little bit more to get rid of this small dents that I have in the on the frets. I can actually see that it's getting a lot better, so this is working just the way I was hoping for. I can only see some tiny little dents on there now, and I guess that will have to do it actually. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is perfect. There's still some tiny little dents on there, but you know, I can't do anything about it. Maybe this guitar needs a refret in the future, but for now this seems pretty good actually. Remember now to not put any force on the file, let the file do the job for you, and that's the way it has to be. I'm gonna need to do all the frets like this, so I'm putting on black marker again, just to be able to see when the fret is recrowned again. So I will do it in a rough angle, and I will flatten it out both sides. So I have tutorials on YouTube about how to do this. I'm starting in an angle like this, on both sides like this. Then I'm flattening it out a little bit like this and doing some more. And then I'm flattening it out a little bit more. But I cannot put the files flat on there because I already leveled the frets, so that will make this fret a little lower than the other ones. So I'm only looking for having a tiny little strip in the middle here with black marker, then I know that the fret is recrowned again. So in this case I'm starting in this angle right here. Not a lot of force on the file, just let the file do the job for you. This is also a fret where I had quite a few dents in there. So I'll try to recrowning away the dents as much as possible. And that's what I'm doing right now. Yes, I can't get it any better than this. It's still some tiny little dents in here, but this is looking pretty awesome, I must say. I'm gonna keep doing this off camera. This is probably gonna take roughly an hour or so to do all these frets. Then we got the we gotta polish the frets. We're looking at another 30-45 minutes. So I'll be back when I recrowned all the frets. Okay, so I recrowned all the frets. It's looking pretty good. Still some few tiny little dents in here. I don't think I can feel it with my hands. Well, a little bit maybe. Tiny little bit. So I need to go with this actually. So it's looking pretty good. So now what? Now I need to polish the frets. I'm gonna go with I'd say 600 grit sandpaper, and then I'm gonna go even higher to 1000 and 1200 grit, I believe. So yeah. Now when using the file like this on the frets, that means all the dents, you know, the scratches that the file makes are done in this direction. That means with the sandpaper that I have right here, I cannot go in this direction as well, because that will not take away the scratches. I need to go this direction. So I'm doing it pretty much the same way as most other guitar techs do. I'm just taking this is 1000 grits right here. So taking an inspection here, I can see that the frets looks pretty damn good, I must say. So I think it's time for, I'm gonna try to polish a couple of frets with a polish paste and see if it's enough. So that's actually what I'm about to go ahead and do right now. Holy. I actually think I'm quite happy with this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest off camera here. So I polished all the frets. I'm about to go ahead and take away all the tape here, masking tape, so we can see what it's all about. Check it out, huh? That is totally awesome. Wow, what a difference. Holy shit. I would consider this one of the very best and finest fret polishes in the world, actually. This is so awesome right there. Only problem I have actually is a small, tiny little dent over here, and one actually over there. I didn't manage to get them away, but I'm good to go for now. This is good for now, I think. So yeah,